The Zyvorn Collective made 3 fatal miscalculations. First, they assumed humanity was weak because humans fought among themselves. They watched Earth's nations squabble over borders, resources, and ideologies, and concluded that conquest would be simple. A divided species couldn't mount effective resistance. Second, they believed their technology was superior. Their ships had energy shields, plasma weapons, and faster-than-light capabilities. Earth had chemical rockets and nuclear missiles. The math seemed obvious. Third, and most critically, they didn't understand what happens when you unite humanity against a common enemy. The invasion began on a Tuesday. 3 Zyvorn dreadnoughts materialized above Earth, their intent clear. They broadcast a simple message: surrender or face annihilation. When the United Nations requested time to discuss terms, the Zyvorn sent their answer by vaporizing New York City. 8 million people died in 17 seconds. The Zyvorn expected panic, chaos, surrender. They got something else entirely. Within 6 hours, every nation on Earth had declared total war. Ancient enemies became instant allies. China and the United States shared military technology. Russia and NATO coordinated strike plans. Middle Eastern nations, European powers, African states, South American countries, everyone contributed everything they had. Humanity didn't have fancy energy weapons, so they improvised. Engineers weaponized industrial lasers meant for cutting steel. Programmers created viruses using the Zyvorn's own intercepted communications. Physicists calculated ways to overload alien shields using electromagnetic pulses from modified power grids. The Zyvorn's second mistake became apparent when they landed ground forces in Tokyo. They expected terrified civilians. Instead, they found a city that had evacuated in perfect order, leaving alien troops into kill zones and civilian drones modified to carry acid payloads. They're using toys as weapons, the Zyvorn commander reported in disbelief. Commercial quadcopters with chemical attachments. But humanity's real weapon was something the Zyvorn had never encountered: spite-fueled innovation. Every scientist on Earth worked around the clock. They had one advantage. They'd been studying the Zyvorn ships for decades through telescopic observation, preparing for first contact. They knew the energy signatures, the propulsion systems, the communication frequencies. Dr. Sarah Okonkwo, working from a bunker in Lagos, had the breakthrough. The Zyvorn shields operated on a rotating frequency pattern. Humanity couldn't match their technology, but they could predict it. She created an algorithm that calculated the shield frequency 3 seconds in advance. 3 seconds was enough. The counterattack began 2 weeks after New York fell. Coordinated nuclear strikes, timed to the millisecond, hit all 3 dreadnoughts simultaneously during their brief shield rotation. The Zyvorn had never faced enemies willing to use nuclear weapons in their own atmosphere. Their ships, built to withstand energy weapons, couldn't handle the raw kinetic and thermal force of thermonuclear detonations. 2 dreadnoughts fell immediately. The third tried to retreat. Humanity didn't let it. Every rocket, missile, and railgun humanity possessed launched simultaneously. The Zyvorn ship's shields held for 47 seconds under the barrage before catastrophic failure. It crashed into the Pacific Ocean, and human forces made sure there were no survivors. The battle lasted 19 days. Humanity lost 40 million people and 200 cities. But they won. When other alien species arrived to investigate, they found Earth broadcasting a single message across all frequencies: "We are humanity." In the new Galactic Assembly, Ambassador Sarah Chun, unchanged, still fully human, addressed the gathered species. "We didn't want to become this. We wanted to explore, to learn, to share. The KR-THAC made us choose between extinction and evolution. We chose evolution. Let this be a lesson to anyone else who mistakes our humanity for weakness." Behind her, silent and watchful, stood the Prometheus division, humans who had sacrificed their humanity to save it. They were living weapons, biological nightmares, the galaxy's reminder of what happens when you push a creative species too far. The KR had wanted monsters. Humanity delivered.